Hello there everyone, Alexman here, and welcome to a new Let's Play. Today we have Dungeons of Hinterberg, a game that was released this year, according to at the time of this recording here, about in July of 2024, and it's sort of like a social game with a dungeon crawling aspect. And so we're going to complete this game and see what we can do, see what this game is all about. So let's start a new game, if my controller would work. There we go. There we go. Starting the game. Let's do this. Now, you have three difficulties. You have vacation mode, which is that you'd rather focus on the story, and combat will not be a challenge. We're going to be on normal because it's basically... The only thing that really difference about is that the enemies have more health. That's really the only thing between tough mode and normal mode is. So normal mode gives normal balance experience. So let's get a normal and see what this game has to offer. And I know that the autosave progress will be lost. I haven't completed this game, so I'm alright by it. So, again, this game came out, this is an indie game by, I think it's like a Microbird development, Microbird Games. And, I figured to give it a nice, good old college try today. When I was 5, my parents took me to a botanical garden on an hour's drive. I got my volumes right there. An hour's drive from Veneta. Right in the middle of it, there was a fenced-off cave. 20 years later, I still remember it vividly. Because a witch dwelt there. My dad laughed and said my imagination was playing tricks on me. My witch was just a shadow. But no matter what he said, I could not be convinced. The cave was special. When I was a kid, every new place we went to was special. Everything had this wild sense of mystery and an adventure. I miss that. So, first time Slayer, or you stayed with us before? Lately, nothing in my life has felt particularly adventurous. Long days at the office, bleeding into another. Short weekends spent on the couch, doing nothing but recovering from work stress. Is this your first time? You must see our spa. It recently reopened. That's going to change here. There's no place in the world special than Hinterburg. And I'll say right now, this visual style is pretty good, though at times it does kind of bleed from time to time. It has some ugly pixels here and there, but it's actually pretty not bad. 25 magical dungeons, right in the middle of the Alps. The media called it an elaborate hoax at first, then a mass hallucination. But here we are, and this is real. This is where I'll be staying for the next few weeks. This is where I don't have to be a junior in a law firm for a while. I should go check in. Yeah, let's go check in. So yeah, so here we are, folks, at Hinterberg. Again, it's again dungeon crawler and social interaction game, technically with NPCs. So it's kind of like, you know, Persona with dungeon crawling. And this game has some. It's kind of like an open world, but also at the same time, kind of not. The air inside the guest house smells heavily wood. There's a hint of fur-scented air freshener. I'm instantly taken back to every skiing holiday I've ever had as a kid. Welcome to Hinterberg, Flavloin. It's Lusa de Fur. Of course, room 02. My phone doesn't get reception here. Will it work in my room? Ah, did you get the brochure, right? There's no cell reception around Hinterberg, no internet either, I'm afraid, a side effect of the magic. Good. I won't be reading my work emails here. We're still prepping your room, Far. Should be about another half hour. Actually, I can wait. I can't wait to get out there and start slaying monsters. What's a good place to go? Oh, very well. Let me phone Klaus. He's our resident trainer. He'll take you to the beginner's dungeon. Great. That sounds great. Let me call tourist info. I'll have this sorted out for you in a minute. Yeah, it kind of feels like everyone's like has a deadpan stare at times. It's a little off-putting. Klaus will be waiting for you, the tourist info. Let me mark the location for your map on for you. So here's your map. So basically there are like 4 different main areas you can go into in the town. And basically it's do for your shopping. You have one that's for like generalization potions and food items and gifts. You have one for your main town. And you have one here, which is the tourist area. And you have your starting location over here. And it looks like we need to go down here to the tourist location. That's where Klaus is looking at. So let's go see him. The fastest way there is take the path to the right, and you'll be there in no time. Nice of Klaus to make an appointment on such short notice. Have a lovely stay, Frau Loin. And I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that name badly. Alright, new quest arrival. Let's go to the tourist info place. Down to the tourist area. I'll say this right now, the game loads really fast when it comes to like fast travel and everything else. Who are you? Oh, first day, huh? I kinda envy you. Wish I could see all this for the first time again. You want to head down to tourist info? It's right down there. Maybe we'll get an introduction to her later. But yeah, but you move around with the control stick. You have your A button to do certain actions, but you have your strong and weak attacks. We'll get into those once we get into action here, because the game actually gets you right into the tutorial right off the bat here. Frau Loin? Lucy? Right? How do you do? I'm Klaus. Klaus Hornbach. As famous as alpinist guest. Used to have a TV segment on unappreciated hiking trails. Well, let's get started. Nice to meet you. Can we get started? Alright, we're gonna take it nice and slow today, okay? I'll be right behind you, but I need you alert and awe of your surroundings. No matter what they say in the brochure, this is a dangerous sport. Are we clear on that? Yes. Crystal. Good. That's what I want to hear. Our first dungeon is Empress Sushi Promenade. There's going to be a couple of monsters before we get to the portal. Ready to go in? Let's go. So yeah, this is our beginning dungeon. And essentially these are all what's going to happen in the game here. So we can basically, you can start walking around in dungeons and everything. You can start walking around slowly, but the more you walk in one direction, the faster you go. So it's kind of like she starts into a brisk walk into an outright run. Listen, those collards will attack you as soon as you get close enough. I'll be here spotting you. Any questions? Well, are they dangerous? Are these monsters dangerous? A lot of them can be, if you're inexperienced or careless. As long as you take them seriously, these particular monsters here shouldn't be much of a threat. Are they sentient? What actually are these monsters? Are they intelligent? Fascinating, aren't they? They always make me think of creatures from the old fairy tales. The government ran all kinds of studies and experiments when they first appeared. They possess a crude intelligence, but no emotions or no memory whatsoever. They're not sentient, if that's what you're asking. Well, let's do this. I'm ready. Good. Let's see how you can handle a sword. So you have a combat, you have an X button, which is your light attack and heavy attack. Heavy attacks are going to be something very useful for you later on, as they will basically restore your MP, your magic points, if it successfully attacks enemy. But light attacks are faster, but heavy attacks do more damage as implied. What's we got here? Now the game can stutter a little bit. It's not fully optimized at times when you do heavier and there's a lot of stuff happening on screen. Nicely done. It's good to see you can handle yourself. Let's move on, right? So monsters will drop these things called monster tooths and monster stuff. You'll be using those for basically for side quests. That's technically, your main source of money at this point. These blobs of goo, they refill your health. Hit them with your sword. You'll feel the effects immediately. They were slimy goods. If you come across a photo monster blobs like these, hit them. With either a sword or magic skills, they refill some of your MP and HP. Like that, see? And you get your health refilled. Nothing too bad whatsoever. Word of advice. Those first timers just keep wailing on these creatures until they plop. Try practicing your dodge while fighting them. It's useful down the road. A well-timed dodge will keep you out of the hospital. So we have our dodge button on the B. You can evade most enemy attacks by dodging, and you won't have very much dodge power because it uses up stamina, but your stamina recharges almost instantly, so you're not going to be out of stamina for too long. So we're going to start attacking. We're like that. Boom, there you go. That's how you dodge. You don't really get much of a benefit from it, like a counterattack move or anything. You just basically don't get a hit by the enemy type. There you go. Hit him hard, and then hit a heavy attack right there. Very good, Lucia. A lot of new slayers forget how important these basics are, and once they learn their first magic spells, but your physical attacks and dodging monster attacks will always be essential. Keep practicing them. You got it. Let's see, and also the fact that you can the right control stick can also control the camera. That'd be very useful for learning on later on down the game. But look at that, a treasure chest. Neat. Nice, all mine. What are you waiting for? Go on, open it. Alright, so we go over here and chest here. Certain chests like this with the green lid can be opened with no matter what. There will be brown chests that are locked. And you have to basically to unlock a particular perk in order to actually unlock those chests. Not bad if I have a Hinterbucks. Hinterbucks? You don't use zeros here? Not for potions, slaying gear, and such. Mayor Wagner has introduced her own currency to level the playing field for all adventurers who stay with us. Don't worry, the restaurant still happily take credit cards. Let's move on. The dungeon is right around the corner. Yeah, we're not even in a dungeon right now, which is interesting. There's our dungeon. This is it. Your first dungeon portal. I'll go in right behind you. You got your dungeon stamp book, right? Your goal is to reach the exit and get your stamp. I can't stress this enough. Once you reach the exit, get your book stamped. The exit portal won't activate until you do. Any questions? Anything about the stamps? What's important about the stamp book? Every dungeon has an exit portal. It won't activate until you get your dungeon map. It's weird, I know, but we can talk about it some other time. For now, I really want to focus. Dungeon won't completely do it. What's it like inside? What can I expect inside the portal? Look, I don't know what you'll expect me to say. I'm sure you've read the accounts in the magazines. In the end, it's something else. I think it's beautiful and strange. You can make up your mind, okay? Are these portals safe? What are these portals like? Are they safe? You'll feel a searing heat as you teleport you in and out of the dungeon. It's normal. You'll get used to it. If you're asking about long-term side effects, there aren't any studies. You can still turn back if you'd rather. I'm not turning back. Alright, I'm going in. Alright, once you're through, I'll go in through as well. So yeah, we get into our first dungeon of the game. So every time you come to a dungeon, you'll have to enter it. Another will heat emanates from the portal. Am I really ready to do this? So you have to enter a dungeon and time will advance. So every time you'll basically start off in morning, and then it'll turn to noon, where you'll basically complete a dungeon or complete the task for the day. And you'll turn to evening, which you basically can interact with the town, or basically do any side of any potions or any stuff you want to buy first. And then nighttime will be just basically for resting and figure out what you did that day. And that's the base gist of the timing schedule here. This is something else, alright. To think just yesterday I was sitting on my office desk wanting somewhere to be somewhere different. Be somewhere different. This is as different as it could ever get. Is Claus still coming? It's been a while now. Maybe I should go have a look around on my own. So yeah, this is our basic gameplay of the game, is that you have to complete 25 dungeons to basically beat the game. And this is our first of many. And that's basically about, you look around. Lucia, here! You alright? The dungeon looks different from normal. The portal didn't spit me out in the usual place either. You be careful, okay? I'll try to meet you further up ahead. Alright. I'll just keep walking. But yeah, like this is all like a different realm. Like we're not even on planet Earth anymore in these dungeons. Oh, there's something up there. If you find places that have like a white corping on them, that's basically your yellow paint indicator. Indicating that's a platform you can climb up on. So we got our coin, we have a unique item, the coin beginner's dungeon. Every dungeon has this type of chest, we have a unique coin in them. Basically, it's just something to access for achievements only. So you can target enemies with the target lock with the R trigger, or the R stick here, and you can target switch by using the R stick as well. You can focus on a single enemy, shift focus, if you want to. I'm basically going so fast through these that I don't really actually use the lock on at times. So it technically is very useful though. So you'll be stuck in these arenas when enemies pop up, and once they do, you're basically stuck until every enemy is dead. So bear in mind that is going to be what basic encounters are going to be. And for the most part, you will see what's happening what enemies will be happening in the match. So, and every dungeon is different. Every region also has different dungeons for you to complete with different aesthetics. So you never know when you're going to get yourself into. Over here! Still haven't found a way down to you! There's a couple of jumps ahead, you'll need to handle those, no problem. So you need to climb from a ledge, so if you don't make a jump, and if you climb onto the ledge, you can climb up one. If it's marked with white paint. If not, it won't do anything. So there we go. Open the L trick, and now we got ourselves our climbing hallway. Then we have to jump up here with the A button. Like so. There we go. Yeah, I can't. Those are not climbing walls. Those are, oh. That's an earthquake. I don't remember that. Did you feel that? The ground's shaking. It doesn't feel right. We should press on. But be careful, okay? You got it. This is part of the experience, right? We got a stronger enemy. This is an exploder enemy here. And as soon as he's out of life, he will start, his bag will explode around him. So bear out without that in mind. There we go. Also, enemies' levels will basically indicated by their number on the left side of their health bar. And basically, you're also rated by this too as well. You have up to a level 9 max in terms of, and your level basically goes up depending on your gear and how much health you've got. Health, magic, and gear will most likely change your stats up, so bear that in mind. Go like that. I'll jump here. I know this is gonna be like a long first episode, but there's a lot of stuff you have to explain about this game first, so. We're getting a lot of Hinterbucks though. Bear in mind though, something might be a lot more expensive, but it's going to get, money is not going to be an issue later on down the game. Trust me on that. The 500 Hinterbucks right there. Also, every dungeon's kind of linear. You're never really going to get lost very much at all. Bear that in mind. So yeah, don't mind about figuring out where to go and everything. You're not going to get lost for too long. Let me get rid of these things here. These little gooey tendrils. These look a little creepy. Jump up here. Jump up there. Oh, of course, we can't jump up there because there's no white paint to grab onto. Slight annoyance. Kill those jewels out here so we can get rid of these things. Up here. Again, this game looks gorgeous at times, but I can clearly see that again the visual style does have some render distance issues, but that's about it in terms of graphic issues, though. We lowered that thing down, so now we can go ahead and get across. Sweet! Man, why is there a dungeon that's basically mimicked to looking like, you know, Hinterburg itself? This is kind of weird. Oh, look, there's the exit of the dungeon right there. We just haven't get to it yet. There's your exit right there. And the stamp as well. Oh! Hey, over here! I can't get you from over here. You have to make it over here on your own. Are you okay? I don't like the sound of these earthquakes one bit. Yeah, I don't like him either. This is not part of the tour. And we get ourselves to our first kind of boss. Yeah, certain dungeons you come across will basically be a boss fight and nothing else. But the first one here being the Minor Krampus, the tentacle archfiend of the beginner dungeon. So this guy is going to shoot out these tendrils at you. Killing him doesn't really do anything. You have to kill the massive one that's holding up the statue above the guy's head. You have to kill these tendrils holding the statue above him. We come over here and take that out, and now he's taken. Now that's half his armor gone. Some bosses will start off with basically a puzzle that you have to complete, and after you have the puzzle done, then you can go and wail on the guy. Ow. Okay, that didn't hurt me. That didn't hurt me very much. That's good. And sometimes you might get hit and you might be able to handle it, but basically the boss's damage output is very low for being the first, you know, tutorial boss fight. And that thing looks creepy as heck, man. He's like just staring at you. BAM! And now we go back down here. Now hit him where it counts. He's basically a tutorial boss. That's all he is. Lucia! Get moving right now! Snap out of it, the whole place is coming down! Go, go, go! Well, I hope that none of the rest of the dungeons do this. Goodness gracious! Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go! Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go right now! Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go right now! Woo! Good grief! Good grief! Oh my goodness, this thing is going crazy! Your stamp book! I just want you out with a stamp! Give me your stamp book now! Well, the guys are automatic stamp. Not bad there.